At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data. Now building up to 7.7 million pounds of thrust. And we have a liftoff. Moving back. The Saturn V lifting off of power.
This is WOMMLP streaming out of Burlington, 105.9 FM, The Radiator. You're listening to Rocket Shop. I'm Sophie, and with me here tonight, I have Patrick from Deep River Saints. This show is brought to you in part by Computers for Change, buying, selling, and repairing Mac and PC laptops on College Street in Burlington, Vermont. Computers for Change donates computers to local organizations in need through its computer grant program. Visit computersforchange.com. Hey Patrick, how are you tonight?
Doing very well. Happy to be on Rocket Shop for what I think is the fourth time. I've been in 3 different locations with Rocket Shop.
Wow, you've been around more than I have then.
Yeah.
Last I heard you were here in 2015, I think?
That sounds right. I guess that would have been over at Burlington College.
On Burlington College, yeah. Yep, that makes sense. So, Deep River Saints is your band, and you're just you for the evening?
Just me for the evening. Deep River Saints is pretty adaptable at this point. I mean, our typical setup is like 5 people. But we can also play acoustic and like a trio, or as you see, it can just be me trying to represent Deep River Saints the best I can.
Great. Well, let's start things off by hearing a song, hear what you're about, if that sounds good to you.
Yeah. So this is one of the songs off the new album. This is called Our Lean Years. Smaller than it seemed. A stack of dirty magazines locked in a car behind our house. It's all we had to live without our lean years. Our fear was cornered and contained. We dyed our hair and changed our names. Threw glances at the river bend and made fun of how we could pretend that our game was up. Don't say it didn't mean a thing. Passed out cold and woke up mean. Our state of calm begins to crack. You'll be the first, I'll be the last to leave. I heard you moved to Tennessee. Picked up to find yourself a scene. I'm living hard, but I'm alive. And you're all I have to live without my lean years. Oh. mercy on us. Have mercy on us. Have mercy on us. Have mercy on us. Oh, 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 have mercy on.
Great, thank you so much. So again, that was Patrick from Deep River Saints. And would you like to introduce that song one more time?
Yeah, that was called Our Lean Years.
Awesome. So that was off your most recent album, which came out in April, if I'm correct?
Yeah, early April, we kind of decided we were done with it and we could sort of release it. But it was a long process. So we have, Deep River Saints had one album previously, Acts of American Homes, and that was very much, we tried to root that one in acoustic Americana. There are some rock tendencies to it. But this, after that album was finished, I sort of wanted to push it in a new direction. And so this latest one is definitely more adventurous. There's some more rock to it. There's a lot more textures. I think eventually we'll get to hearing one of those songs and you'll see what I mean. It's way more layered. A good friend of mine, David Ross, produced and engineered it, and he did a lot of crazy guitar stuff on it. That was a lot of fun to hear, the finished product. And so, yeah, we worked on it probably close to a couple of years, and came out, and for posterity. And it's really largely about a bunch of songs about kind of old friends of mine. So it's kind of a very nostalgic record. The cover is very kind of sepia toned, which is fitting because it's all about old memories and stuff. And so there's a lot of different songs. That's like, one song about this specific friend, and another one about a different person. And so, yeah, it's kind of fun to get those out there. I don't know if half of them are aware, but it was fun anyway.
So was this album recorded in Vermont then?
Partially in New Hampshire, partially in Vermont, but definitely good chunks of it done at my house in Underhill, and the rest of it done in Keene, New Hampshire, which is where I was born, and where David Ross still resides. So, we kind of split time between those two places.
Great. So, you're making an album. What does that process kind of look like for you in the very beginnings? What were the first steps? Did you kind of have songs going that started forming your album, or?
Yeah, this one actually started. Deep River Saints kind of had a few lineup changes after the first record, and some people moved away. And I thought I was going to be recording a solo album. I thought it was just going to be Patrick Crowley. And so I had a set of songs that were purposely different. And then as we got into the recording process, and it was really, I had demos and I would send them to my friend David. I sent him the demos of the songs, and we started to get an idea of what we would need for instruments. And so we started by recording drums, and then we kind of build up everything over the drums and bass. And so as we got into it, I don't know what changed. I just kind of all of a sudden decided, I was like, you know what, I think this is a Deep River Saints record. It wasn't, I just kind of was thinking about it more and more, and I didn't see a reason. One, I like hiding behind a band name. It's kind of helpful. I don't know that I have the confidence to say the Patrick Crowley Band or whatever. But the Deep River Saints was out there previously with another record, and I figured, they're still singer-songwriter type songs. It's just, it sounds a little different. So it seemed like an evolution. So that's how it became Deep River Saints.
Great. So you're doing pretty much all of the songwriting, the lyrics?
Yeah, this one was interesting. So the songs are mine, but but we credited the songs a little differently than I've done in the past, where I think I'm credited with kind of the songwriting, but also David Ross, the producer, is credited with songwriting as well, because he did a lot of arranging. So he would actually be composing parts. There was like a whole string section that was supposed to go in. We didn't find the string players, so he just performed all of the individual parts that he had written on guitar. That's one example of kind of what he was doing. So since he was doing actual composing, he's got songwriting credits on this as well. But largely, yeah, the skeleton of the song and the lyrics were me. But it was a lot of fun to work on them for, good solid 2 years and watch them take shape from just kind of crude, simple songs to what they are on the record.
Great. Well, talking about the new record makes me want to maybe hear a little bit of it. So I think we have a song ready to play from it called City of Fountains. Would you like to introduce that at all for us?
This is probably the oldest song on the album. There's a good portion of the songs written are new, but this one is not new. It's old. An old song I wrote in college that stuck with me. Transformed it a little bit for the sake of this record, but starts out slow, but you'll hear halfway through it really kind of unfolds into a different song. It's pretty fun.
Awesome. So this is Deep River Saints, City of Fountains.
I'm all out of ideas now. I'll just ride the airplanes out to the top monuments. Skyline hides the rest of it. She appears with an attitude, bag of books and a lovely truth. She made my day when I learned her name. She split the fog when she flew away.
Great, thank you so much. And again, that was Deep River Saints with City of Fountains off their new album, For Prosperity. So Patrick, you talked a little bit about how this album is sort of like a collection of memories talking about old friends and stuff. I would love to hear you talk a little bit more about where you got your inspiration from for the album.
Yeah, a big part of it was just the simple fact that I haven't seen a lot of my old friends in a long time. You know, people. I'm early 30s. You know, it feels like after college you stay in touch moderately well. You know, you come across people every once in a while, but as the years go on, it happens more and more infrequently, I guess. And so it kind of dawned on me that aside from some of my closest friends, a lot of the people I used to hang around with as I get into my 30s, I just simply hadn't seen them in a long, long time. And so I had a few songs where it wasn't a conscious thing, but I noticed that all of a sudden I had a handful of songs, let's say like 3 of them, that it all felt like they were about nostalgic subjects, about old friends and being, in your late teens, early 20s or whatever. And I sort of noticed that, and so I kind of followed that vein, and yeah, wound up just kind of. The last album, Acts of American Homes, was very particularly about my family and my childhood, and so as the idea for the For Posterity album developed, it kind of made sense. It's like that next decade, I guess. Each album is a decade. The album about my 30s is going to be really, really boring, so I'll probably just abandon the idea.
So what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced while you were coming up with this new album? Any big obstacles you came across?
It was hard. I have a tough time deciding when my vocal takes are the final product. I have a really tough time listening to my voice back in playbacks. It's just a weird experience for me, so I a lot of times would hear my final vocal takes and just kind of feel like I have no idea whether this is good or not. I'd have to play it for other people and have them say it. It's like, no, Patrick, it's fine. Don't worry about it. So that was a challenge. And then I had, kind of given up an element of control. I had, probably to a fault, way more control on the first album. I played a bunch of extra guitar in my own time and kind of finished the album on my own. And this one, I kind of gave up control to the producer, David Ross, and his role as producer was something I hadn't done before. And so having someone to say, when I would try an idea, having someone say, that's a terrible idea, we should not do that, was a good thing, but was tough at first. It's like, what do you mean? This is my brilliant idea. But I'm glad he was there in the end because, yeah, he talked me out of some really stupid stuff.
So what's up next for you? Do you have any shows you're going to be playing coming up? Or
Not a lot of shows, I will admit. We will get busier. I have had some stuff on the side that has really kept me incredibly busy. I'm becoming a firefighter in Underhill, and so I went through the State Fire Academy, and that took a bunch of time, and I'm probably going to be stepping into EMT training next. So it's something I love to do, the whole first responder thing, but it's kind of, it's taken away some time from the music. But we're playing down in Keene, New Hampshire on August 10th, and that's my hometown, so really gonna put a lot of energy into that show. I'm excited to see if I can get some of these old friends that are maybe in the songs to see our band for the first time since like high school. So that's exciting. But other than that, my personal life has just been way too busy to book a lot. We just played last week at Light Club. I am promoting that after the fact, but it was a fun show. I like playing there, and we'll be in Burlington. I'm talking to Foam right now about potential dates. I like a lot of the the music that Foam Brewers has been doing.
Nice.
They've got some good bands coming in there, so excited to play there.
And do you play with, like, does your full band usually come out for you when you play?
Yeah, we'll play full band. We had 5 people on the stage at Light Club somehow. I don't know how we got 5 people up there, but we did. It was a lot of fun.
All right, so catch the Deep River Saints' newest album, and where can we hear that?
DeepRiverSaints.com is the best place to start.
All right, DeepRiverSaints.com to listen to the newest album. Thank you so much for coming in. I would love to hear one more song.
Sure, this is called Saved by the Asphalt. One by one we counted stars in the sky all night. Silhouettes cast dark in the sunrise, just right. Steady hands held cover in your eyes. Carried far to know how sight will feel when it shows itself at last. We were saved by the asphalt spit of the cold misery. We were led to the structure, the gray columns gave us relief. We were saved by the asphalt and heard our blue sky breathe. And all our own memories reflected upon the sea. My home under the trees for the traveling life, writing songs for every girl I meet in the bars at night. Still I don't have guidance from inside. I'll follow your shooting star around when it feels alright to say we were saved by the asphalt spit of the cold misery. We were led to the structure, the gray columns gave us relief. We were saved by the asphalt and heard our blue sky breathe. And all our own memories reflected upon the sea. That's it.
Thank you so much, Patrick. We're going to be back in 5 with Metamorph.